Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome to part 2 of this beaded plate bag tutorial. Like I said in the first part, today we learn how to attach the body of this bag together, how to attach the beaded handles, and how to accessorize this bag. If you haven't seen the first part, please go check it out because that would help you to follow along with this part as well. So please go check it out and let's get to it. To start the joining of this bag, I'll cut out a fresh fishing line, then I'll proceed to add one bead. I will drag that down. Now let's lift this bag up. Now if you can notice on the other side, I had already done that because the bag kept sliding down, it wasn't cooperating at all. To start the joining of this bag, you want to locate the first bead on the side on each separate part. The right hand side of our fishing line will go through the right part, the left hand side will go through the left part. So the right goes to the right and the left goes to the left. And this is what you have. The next thing you want to do is to take one bead, then you cross both ends of your fishing line through that bead. Now the gap closes. To continue, you want to repeat what we just did. The right hand side of your fishing line goes to the right part, the left hand side of your fishing line goes to the left part. Then once that is done, you take one bead and cross both ends into that bead. That is what you are going to repeat until you eventually finish attaching the body of the bag together. Okay, let's go. I'm finally done and this is what the finished work looks like. The gaps are closed, everything is tight, and this is what your work should look like. It's finally time to accessorize the bag. We're gonna go ahead to add the shimmers and the crystals and then our beaded handles. We'll start with the crystals. Now I'm going to skip one hole on both sides, then I'll just jump to the next hole, okay? Then right at that hole, we're going to pass our fishing line through it. Drag that out, make sure your fishing line is of equal length. Then on each side, you add one bead each. One to the right and one to the left. Then we'll take one more bead and we'll cross both ends into that bead. Drag that down. And just like the beginning part of this tutorial, what you do next is to cross both ends into the next hole. So the right goes to the left and the left goes to the right. Drag that out and this is what you have. To continue, you want to repeat what we just did. On each side you add one bead, one to the right and another to the left. Then you take one more bead and you cross both ends into that bead. Drag that down and you just want to repeat this step until you get all the way down. But if you're beading, take note of the hole that we skipped initially, okay, so you don't go into that hole. We are finally on the last hole. To continue, what you want to do is on each side of your fishing line you add 4 crystals each. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Repeat that on the other side as well. Drag them all down. Then you proceed to cross both ends of your fishing line into the previous bead there. Draw that out and this is what you should have. Next thing you're going to do, if you notice there's a hole beneath that previous bead we went through, so we're going to cross both ends of our fishing line into it. After that, on each side we'll add 4 beads like we did earlier. Once that is done, you want to cross both ends into the previous bead. After that, you know what comes next, right? You will cross both ends into the hole beneath that previous bit. So I want you to repeat this step until you eventually finish this part of the bag. When you have gotten to the end, you just pass around your fishing line and then you cut out the excess. This is what the finished work looks like. You want to repeat everything on the other side as well. After everything, this is what you should have. It is finally time to attach the handles to the bag. You want to release the clamped connector, but please, it's preferable if you use a plier instead of a scissors. Using the scissors was a struggle, okay? You do not want to go through that stress. Then we'll go ahead to fix in the connector into that hole we skipped earlier. Then you go on to fasten the connector, make it clamped again. Like I said before, use a plier instead of a scissors. I struggled so hard with this. Well, that hurt. Despite all the struggle, we finally did it. You want to repeat this step on all corners and all sides of the bag. We are done, and it's time to add the shimmer to the bag. I had already marked where my studs are going to be placed. Now I'll go on to arrange them on it. I had forgot to mention at the beginning part of the video that you will need a glue to glue the studs on the bag. Then you go ahead to just follow the pattern, glue everything and make sure you glue it well. But be careful of the glue, do not add too much so it doesn't stain the plate. And we are finally done with our bag. This is what your work should look like at the end of everything. I really hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with friends who might find it helpful. If you need help along the way, you can reach out to me on my Instagram at BEAD with Jenny. Alright, I'll see you in my next tutorial. Goodbye.